Back room, you're one of those who has a guy who started some last year, same with Coach Baker, and some variety in between. Some transfer portal guys are going to be starting in some schools. Give us a little more detail about your projected starter, and then just maybe a sentence about a backup or two.
Yeah, it's nice to have a returning starter, I'll say that, to lead off. It's been 3 years. I was fortunate early on, had Jacoby Brissett for 3 years, and then Ryan Finley for 3 years, Devin Leary for multiple years, and then I've been in the transfer portal world here for 3 years. And so CJ Bailey returns as our starting quarterback. CJ was thrust in to being a starter as a true freshman mid-year last year, and has grown a lot. He looks great. He's put on 30 pounds since we got him on campus 18 months ago. And he's, one of the best, just emotional and spiritual type guys. When he walks in the ring, you just smile. He's got great enthusiasm for football, for his teammates, for leadership. And so going into an offseason with a returning starter as a head coach is a nice feeling, especially when you like who that returning starter is. And behind him, we love the guys that we have. Lex Thomas, who's the third Thomas son that we've had now. And Drake Thomas is with the Seahawks, and Thayer is with the Vikings. Lex is our backup, and then we signed a young man last year that came in early, Will Wilson, that we're really excited about as well.
Coach Diaz.
We win 9 games. We set a school record for touchdown passes. We felt we were successful. We didn't think we were excellent. So we had our eye on the board to see if we could improve ourselves. And Darian Mensah, who was a first-year starter as a redshirt freshman at Tulane last year, threw about 2,800 yards. But beyond that, 2 things that really stood out. One, on the field, he just added a different element. His ability to manipulate pass rush with his feet, keep his eyes down the field, scramble the run, scramble the throw, make it defend 2 plays on defense, which is defensive guys, we know what a stress that is. But there's a very distinct culture in the Duke locker room. Our university attracts a specific type of young man, and we felt like Darian, getting to know him, and it's speed dating in the portal now, but getting to know Darian, he was an outstanding fit for our guys and our culture, and he wanted to stay at a high-entry school. Thankfully, he chose us, and since he's been on our campus, he's proven not just from the football standpoint to be what we thought he was, but again, our players love him, and as everybody knows, if the team will fight for the quarterback, then you got a chance. And so we think we've got a chance with him. Behind him, we have Henry Beelan. We're very fortunate. He started in the bowl game through a couple touchdown passes against Ole Miss. Has started some games in the past. And then Dan Mahan, who we signed, we think he's got a really bright future. Came in as a mid-year this spring and performed very well for just getting dropped off from the school bus.
Quick reminder to everybody, right now, at least the rules allow 2 transfer portal windows. So Darian Mensah of Tulane arrived prior to spring practice at Duke, whereas Gio Lopez at Carolina, as we turn to Coach Belichick, arrived in the late window, which means he was not there for spring practice, and that adds a different dynamic. Coach Belichick.
Yeah, this will be short. Gio wasn't there for spring practice. Max missed spring practice, still recovering from his leg injury. And then we have 2 freshmen who, of course, haven't played. So we'll see how it goes.
Coach, you brought Gio Lopez to media day yesterday. You can't give us a little more about him? Like, what attracted you to him? Come on, man.
Yeah, no, he did it. Yeah, Gio, had a great year at USA, and obviously we're excited to have him. He just doesn't play for us.
Coach Oliver.
I started as Walker Harris right here, Heritage High School. Phenomenal young man. He sat behind a 2-time Player of the Year, Davis Richard. And nowadays, you don't very rarely see that. Guys being patient and wanting to grow and learn. So he's going to start again this year. And then behind him, we have Joshua Jones out of Westover High School in Fayetteville. And then Javion Martin out of Sumter, South Carolina. And our 2 and 3, both those guys got significant amount of reps last year, and then we had opportunities still very short.
Coach Baker, kind of like Coach Doeren, you had a quarterback mid-season change, but you had him back.
Yeah, really excited about Caden Hauser. He came in last year from Michigan State, originally from St. John Bosco in California. This time last year was in a quarterback competition, did not win the job, and just his resiliency, his ability to just be a great teammate. The first 5 or 6 games, as the backup. Took over for us midway through the season. He's a big reason, why we had the success we had late in the year. Led us to a 5-1 record, threw for over 2,000 yards, almost 20 touchdowns in those 6 games. And so I'm really pleased with him, more so just the jump that he's made from year 1 to year 2. Obviously knowing our system, but also just the leader that he is. He's exactly what you want in that position. Tough, great leader, great teammate. Behind him, we had 2 freshmen and a redshirt sophomore, Ian Jeter from Spartanburg, South Carolina, that had a combined 3 college football snaps. And so after the spring window, went and found a guy that I feel like we're really, really fortunate to get in Mike Wright. He's a guy that started at quarterback at Mississippi State in the SEC, then at Northwestern at Big Ten. So he'll be our backup this upcoming season. But really talented, more impressive young man that will be a great asset going into the season.